Bosh! This is the first time I've been out in the hills since August last year, and I made a bit of mac and cheese on I can't remember what mountain. So I'm excited to say the least. It's gonna be tough. Like, I picked the Pike of Blisco to walk up today. So for me, nothing short of a challenge, I'm sure, in my physical condition. But it's nice to be about. It's nice to be about, to be honest. It's my first winter wild camp. I'm trying not to be a seasonal camper. Camping at Blea Tarn tonight, and I'm going to whip up a bit of scran, a nice bit of Indian scran to keep me nice and warm. A bit of heat from the chilies and the spice should be exactly what I need later. Assuming I don't get the Blea Tarn and it's blowing a hoolie, because it's blowing a hoolie here at ground level. Anyway, onwards. I probably won't film too much of this mooch up to Pike of Blisco because it's going to be windy as a bat. Assuming bats are windy, so you probably won't be hitting much. I don't think you really need to see me struggle, to be honest. If it's out worth filming though, but for now, enjoy this. Blea Tarn, made it, one for the night. I've got a 70 litre pack on my back, which is 22 litre more than I usually would have, but you know, overpacked because it's winter. I've just moved down from like pretty much like the top of there, just straight down, and there was some ankle breaking stuff. That was a nightmare, which I know all about, ankle breaking that is. But it's a good thing I came prepared with an extra freeze-dried meal to just in case, you know. Need that before the sun goes down. Done. I didn't see. It's not perfectly flat, but I think it'll do the trick for the night. So first things first, before I set anything up in there, it's time for a bit of scran. In the tent, in my cozies, and it is 20 to 6 at night. I reckon there's going to be a few mad big gusts of wind every so often, so if the camera shakes or falls over, that's what it is. But I'm gonna make a start on the Lamb Keema. Veg oil. I want a good whack of veg oil. I need to be careful this doesn't splash all over my tent though. But yeah, start with the veg oil. I'll let that get a bit of warmth. And in here, so I've got, what I'm going to add in right now, a few bay leaves, a couple of black cardamom, cinnamon stick, and I'm just going to let that oil flavour a little bit. Just let those spices and whatever you want to call them, let them sort of bleed into the sauce a little bit before I add the onions in. Thing is, because that's so hot, the jet boil, we've been here before, but it's so hot. I need to hold it away from the flame. Look at that. Whoa. So I'm literally halving the recipe because there's too much, and the full recipe is just a bit too much for me on my own in the tent. So half a white onion, I'm just going to soften those for a bit before adding in the ginger and garlic. Oy. In comes the wind. Okay, so the onions are at a point where, because of the jet boil, they'll either burn soon, or actually that's it, they'll burn soon. So I'm gonna stick in the garlic and ginger paste, which has got a funny colour, I've got to say. But yeah, so this isn't going to take long. I need to keep stirring this because otherwise the garlic or ginger rather is going to stick to the bottom very easily. Ah, my eyes. Next ingredient, 1 tomato. Ideally I would have a lid right now, because that would mean the tomatoes can soften quicker. And what I am going to do at this point is add in the spices. So in here I've got a teaspoon of coriander, half teaspoon of turmeric, and a teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder. There's more to come at the end, but right now this is what's going in. Just going to dry it out a little bit, but the tomatoes will release a lot of juice. These tomatoes are really softening now. It's awesome. Oh, still a little ways to go. The masala is almost finished though. Piss off. So yeah, I would say, 10 minutes maybe for your tomatoes. That is absolutely stunning, like. I think it might be time for the mince. Look at that. Right, let's see if I can do this without touching it. Bosh! 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 Right, mince in. Now this is the tricky part, I think. Got to try and break it up without spilling. So if I can just work that in. Because I've got a couple of these little green chilies. So I'm just going to split it in half. This is what this one doesn't, just going to split, there we go. Split that in half, chuck that in. Okay, so now I'm just going to add in a little bit of water. I'm going to let it just sort of cook through a little bit. Reduce it down so it comes nice and sticky. And then we'll be nearly finished, I reckon. Almost there now. I'm adding in the peas. I've got about 200 grams here. No, sorry, quarter cup. I'm adding them at the end, right at the end, because they don't need time to defrost and cook. So, the time that they're in here, the heat will get through them and they'll soften, but they'll still have a bite. Just what you want, really. The last ingredient, I've got a teaspoon of garam masala and a teaspoon or half a tablespoon of
kasuri methi, or kasuri methi, which is essentially dried fenugreek, fenugreek leaves. There we go. So I'm gonna work that through, and then we're done. Now, before I eat this, I'm gonna have to take out these whole spices. So, bay leaves. I'll take out these chilies. Hopefully they've imparted a bit of heat. There's gonna be one thing missing from this recipe, and I can already tell what it is, because I forgot one critical ingredient for any cooking. Anyone take a guess? You might not have seen me use it in the video. That's right, you guessed it. Salt. Don't be me. Add your salt as you go. Layer it up. Bit in with the onions, the tomatoes. In with the mince. Then again after it's finished cooking, once you've tasted it to test. But this is still going to be unbelievable, I can tell. Just missing that critical ingredient, you know. Right. Whole spices. Check. Naan. I actually got this naan from our local international food store. Zam Zam. Up the Zam Zam. The guy makes it fresh. As you can see, it looks fresh as a daisy. Only thing left is a tinny. Oh, I've been ready for that for a while. I mean, that's unbelievable. A little bit of salt, that would be amazing. It's the only thing it's missing, a little bit of salt. But yeah, get yourself a little bit of naan. Little parcel. Well worth the effort. Oh, it's so good with the naan. I'm still gutted about the salt, but man, it's amazing what you can cook in a tent with a little bit of preparation, because it's winter, and a little bit of time. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wash it down with a bevy. Exceptional. Right. I'm going to dig into the rest of this. Bop, bop, bop. And then I'll let you know how it went when I'm finito. Whew. That was fucking epic. Well, actually, I'll step it down one from epic because I didn't have any salt. I can't say I'm surprised because I do the kind of thing all the time, but that was exceptional. Time is it now? It's 10 to 7, so it's only taken me about an hour and a bit to make that in my tent. Smashed it, even without the salt. A little bit of a heat from me, little bit of heat from the chili, just kind of lining my lips and the roof of my mouth. Perfect, really. I'm all warm now. toasty in my tent. So I reckon it's time to wind down. See if I can get an early-ish night. Yeah, get up and get at 'em in the morning, as they say. Nailed it. Good old Indian to keep your mouth warm, keep your tummy warm on a nice February evening. I reckon it's going to be a nice calm morning up until about 8 o'clock, and then the wind's going to come back. Start to work at 8, I reckon. Well, thanks to the wind, I'm going to be spending the morning in here. Got the water boiling now. Quick brew in bed with something a bit different than usual. Should be nice. Fresh coffee in the bag, brew it up, no milk. Should be sweet. And then I'll neck this in my tent and pack up and go. That wind's a bit of a nightmare, not gonna lie. It's been rattling us all night, but it's alright. It's all part of the fun, innit? Get this brew in bed, all cosy, and then head off, I think. It's not bad, to be fair. Little bit of water in a bag. Full cup of fresh coffee. Yeah, that's not a bad coffee, to be fair. And I don't usually drink my coffee black, so could be a new start. So I reckon finish this, pack everything up as quick as possible, and bounce. It is 8 o'clock, which is later than usual for me this during the wild camp, so yeah, I'll get myself bouncing soon. It's been a wild, wet one, like, good learning experience. As usual, an outline there, packed up. No point in hanging around today. Let's be on me way.